While some have criticized the First Lady, her approval rating has climbed close to 17 points since her husband Donald Trump took office in January of this year. Now close to 54% of those who were polled say they have a favorable view of the First Lady. However, those same people say they view the president unfavorably. Interesting correlation. Gallup has now indicated the president has a 41% approval rating. Only a 1% increase since January. The Daily Mail reported, the percentage of people who view him unfavorably has also risen by 1% from 55 to 56. It is an increase from last week when, in a separate study by the Pew Research Center, 31% said they liked him. Melania's boosted popularity is evidence of an encouraging increase since the start of the year when, not long before accompanying her husband to his inauguration ceremony, her approval rating sat at 37%. The same number viewed her unfavorably. Now, 33% have that view. She has proved less polarizing than her husband, while 13% said they had no opinion of Melania, only 3% said the same of the president. In January, 26% said they had no view of the incoming First Lady, demonstrating that her efforts over the last year have led most to form an opinion of her. Melania spent the first half of the year quietly, residing in New York City with her son Barron to ensure he saw out his school year without disruption. Her public engagements were few and she rarely spoke in public. But since relocating to the White House in the summer, Mrs. Trump has embraced a more proactive stance. She has proved a hit with foreign leaders and their partners and has consistently dazzled sartorially. Indeed, so unwavering is her commitment to fashion that she chose to fly to disaster-struck Houston to offer hurricane relief in a pair of $500 Manolo Blahnik stilettos. Countless photo ops with children in hospitals and at festive White House events have seasoned her first year as First Lady. The First Lady during her time in the White House has focused on anti-bullying initiatives, children's hospitals and their patients, as well as spending time with veterans, their children, and their families. While every First Lady has their own pet projects they work on, she has certainly carved her own space in history for what she wants to work on. Many view the First Lady and the Trump family as an asset to the president. While President Trump has always been more crass and rough around the edges, his family has been the exact opposite. Well-educated, kind, cultured, generous, and by all accounts lovely to be around. Ivanka Trump, Barron Trump, the Trump grandchildren, and Melania Trump are perfect examples. Newsweek reported, just before the Trumps became the first couple on January 20, the First Lady-elect had the country split in opinion. About 37% viewed her favorably and 37% unfavorably, with 26% undecided. About a year later, only 13% of Americans still have no opinion of the Slovenia-born former model, and her unfavorables have dropped a bit, to 33%. Melania Trump's favorability advantage is consistent with Gallup's findings that recent First Ladies are, on average, more popular than their husbands, pollsters said in a statement about their December 4 to 11 questioning. This is likely because a First Lady's role is more ceremonial and generally much less divisive than that of the president. Trump is indeed a notably unpopular president. A Gallup spokeswoman told Newsweek that Trump's current approval ratings, now in the mid-30s, are the lowest among the modern presidents, including Eisenhower, Kennedy, Nixon, Carter, Reagan, the Bushes, Clinton and Obama, in the first year of a first term. That said, even the best-liked presidents have trouble keeping up with their spouses in the popularity contest of U.S. politics. Michelle Obama and Laura Bush outpaced their husbands, holding an average 12-point and 17-point edge and favorability, respectively, over their spouses, Gallup noted. Melania Trump is currently about on par with those predecessors. Hillary Clinton averaged 1 point lower favorability than her husband during their White House years. Melania Trump has taken some heat during the course of her first year as First Lady, including for delaying her move from Manhattan to the White House and even some of her fashion choices, But the nation is clearly warming to her. Sometimes transitions are difficult, so it is not surprising that the First Lady had a drastic spike in her approval rating. She is almost a year into her duties and she is getting used to them and carving a space for herself. Perhaps she just needed some time to transition into her role in order to fully feel comfortable. Now she is killing it and doing her roles as First Lady extraordinarily well. Share if you agree with this sentiment about Melania Trump. Follow us on Facebook at Freedom Daily.